Good morning and welcome back to Y254 in the morning. My name is Faith MUTSOLI, and just in case you're joining us, it's WCW. On this segment, we celebrate the strength of a woman. And so she stood by her husband when he needed her most. No matter what she did, no matter what she contributed, it never dawned on her that it wasn't her duty to do so. In fact, she should have given roses, but at least she gave what smelled like a rose. This is the story of Laventa Amutavi. This is the story of Laventa Amutavi, the wife to the Africa's fastest man, Ferdinand Omanyala. Engage us on all our social media platforms at Y254 channel, at Faith MUTSOLI. The hashtag is Y in the morning. Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
You look gorgeous.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you so much. So introduce yourself. Remind us your social media handles, please.
My name is Amutavi Luvando Laventa, 25 years old. My social media handles are Love Lavesh, Facebook, Instagram, love_D_Lavi.
Okay. So far, how is the celebrity life? Unapita mahali unakumbusha watu, do you know who I am? Like,
actually, no. Apana, life is okay. Life is normal. It has just given me an opportunity to meet with different people at different stages of life, and that is what I appreciate the most about this status.
Wow. So I must say that I admire your resilience and the ability to just hold on to hope and know that there is always a silver lining.
Yeah.
On every cloud there is a silver lining. So tell us your story. How was life growing up?
Life was okay for me growing up. I grew up in a family of, we are many, so let me say an extended family. I grew up in Western. I schooled at Kaimosi Primary School. I went to Erusui Girls. Then I went to Kaimosi Secondary School. So basically my life has been all about Western. Then I went to Moi University. So growing up, I had all the support I needed. And one thing I learned about our family being so big, it was you learn to share and you learn to coexist. So that is how my childhood has been. It has been playful, it has been engageful, and I have learned since childhood to live with people and to socialize. Yeah.
So Laventa Amutavi is a mother, is an athlete, is a career woman. So how do you juggle the three?
They say what a man can do, women can do 3 times better, not even better. So it's all about how you plan your time and actually where your interests fall. So being a mother is a full-time job that you have to do each and every day, each and every time. Then you have to go to work, and also apart from work, what else do you love to do? So I love sports. I've been doing sports since high school, and actually a friend of mine, my house mom Vivian Chimti, is the one who introduced me to sports. So I've been doing sports since then. So actually when I go to work, when I used to go to work, then afterwards leave work a bit early, go for training, then go home. So that is how I survive.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so have you ever competed in competitive sports?
Yeah.
As an athlete before?
Okay, my most famous, or the highest level I've reached so far is I went for the World University Games while I was still in campus in 2017. That was in Taipei, Taiwan. But I've also competed locally. I've gone for the East African Games. I've gone for East African Games and African trials and African and national trials here in Kenya.
Yeah.
So I've not yet made the Kenyan team, but we are working on that.
Do you train like every morning, or you have a trainer?
Yeah, training is difficult actually. It's so difficult in Kenya to juggle sports and career. Because if you look at the US, people have hourly jobs. Here in Kenya, we don't have hourly jobs. We have an 8 to 5 job. So it's so hard to juggle work and training because imagine with all the traffic, you have to reach to work on time, you have to do your work, then also go through the same traffic to go to training, then go home. So it's a bit hectic. So you only train when you get time, mostly maybe on Saturdays when you're not at work, and few days of the week when you can get time. But right now, training is good because I have more time to train, so I'm concentrating on training.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let's talk relationships. So
Yes.
you and Ferdinand, how did you meet?
It's actually funny. We met at a sporting event. Ferdinand had just come to the athletics field. I have been in the athletics field for quite a long time. So I started running in the national events in 2015 while I was still in campus. So when he joined in 2016, there were talks everywhere. We have someone new, a new kid on the block who is performing well. So I heard of him. I think I heard of him and I saw him, but we never actually met. Then he saw me. They came for the the university games. We had our trials. They were being held at Chepkoilel. So they came to Chepkoilel. Actually, I think that is where he saw me. Then we never talked because I was also running, he was running. Then the first time we met and talked, it was in Nakuru. So when we met in Nakuru, I was running for a company called KMA. He was running for another company. So we met while I was with my friends at a hotel. Okay, hotel ama kibandaski? Kibandaski tukikula lunch. So I had gone to pay for my bill. He was also paying for his lunch bill. So that is where he started the conversation. Hi, how are you? What are you doing? Kambia niko hapa na chill na mabeshte. So he was like, can I have your number? And knowing that I didn't want to talk to him, I decided to take his number. So I told him, well, fanya hivi, wewe nipe namba yako, then I'll contact you. So I took his number, then kept it and never communicated again.
Played hard to get.
I took his number so that I could have control over the conversation because I didn't. Okay, your time.
You're not open to a relationship.
Yeah. So I just took the number and kept it. It was better because hivyo nilikuwa najua hata nisumbua. So I kept the number and we didn't communicate because I was the one who had the contact. So we met again. That was in August. So we met again in December at the East Africa University Games at Kasarani. So he was with his friend, I was with my friend Aska. Then ile kawaida, you know, sports people, hi, I know you, you're greeting each other, mnapiga story. Then he's like, can I have your number? Niko like, niko na number yako by the way. So wacha tufanye hivi, nitakutext. Yeah, so after that, nika feel guilty. Niko like, nimekana na mzee for how long? So I texted him. Nikamwambia hi. Then after that, conversations zikakuwa tu normal, like he won in that event, I came fourth. So conversations zilikuwa za, I'm not available, unaweza nichukulia medal, vitu kaa hizo. So that is how the conversation kick-started. Yes.
And now you ended up together, and now you had a child together.
Yes.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
So what made you hold on? Because today, the girl of today, patience is not a virtue to most of them, or rather to most of us. You find that someone wants to get in a relationship today, na kesho anataka gari au amenunuliwa gari. In fact, akikutana na the friend anamwambia, I met this guy, and then he's like, is he driving? Which type of a car, by the way? And so you find that they got no patience to just wait and keep hoping that things will change with time. What is this one aspect that made you hold on and just say that this is the one, and whatever may come, I'm here to stay?
Okay, I think the most important thing is, how is the relationship? Because you can't hold on to something that isn't working. The relationship needs to be workable. It needs to be two sides. We have seen most cases where a lady invests in a man, but the man is not reciprocating, or the other way around. So first of all, how is the relationship between you two? Is there hope while you're in this relationship? Do you see like, this guy really means he wants to stay with me, and do I really want to be with him? Then after that, all the other things don't matter, because if you see potential in that guy, he sees potential in you, and you have been raised in a way that you have been helped. May I believe my journey, I have been helped in every step of every way. Beginning with my mom, she has been very supportive. So if someone is supportive of you, they teach you the values of life. And those values are the ones that can make the relationship you have to progress or not to progress. So if you have someone you value, and the other person values you back, then you can see the potential. Kuna wengine bana unangangana nao lakini haioni.
Like it's not working.
Okay, yeah, because you have relationships, but it's not working in one or another. There is some conflict that you can't solve. You have differences that you can't settle, because in a relationship you have to learn to be able to compromise. And as you compromise, you're not losing yourself. The other person is not losing themselves because of you. So how best can you compromise your values? How best can you compromise to make each other better? So I think those are the things that made me be able to stick with him, because I saw everything that I needed in a guy, in a man, and also he was motivated.
What is this everything?
Okay, everything. Tuanze na zile basic ya kawaida.
Yes.
Ya kawaida ni looks. But far beyond looks, what else do you see in a man? The very first day we went on a date, he actually gave me a 5-year plan. So I'm looking at this guy, ako like, tumesota wote, tumeenda pale chikenini, and I'm like, he's talking about in 5 years time, itakuwa nime build rentals, itakuwa nime achieve this and this and this. You see? So niko like, this huyu jamaa anafikiria far beyond what I'm thinking, because maybe by then I wasn't thinking about 5 years from
that time.
Yeah, 5 years from that time, unashanga unafikiria nini, you're just living life. But this is someone who already has a glimpse of the future. So that means this is someone who, once given opportunity, at a reach.
So to you, when he was telling you kwamba in 5 years time I'll be owning an apartment somewhere, you know, there is a time my friend was telling me, to you, you saw it as a vision, you saw it to be like, this is a visionary man. There is a friend of mine who was telling me the other day that I just met a man the other day, and anaanza kuniambia ati sijui tunataka 2 years from now nataka ninunue ploti. Ati guy, mimi mtu anaongea mashamba. Ati badala akwe ana plan like, when are we going out, sijui blah blah. He's telling me kwamba in 2 years time nataka kubai ploti. So that is why I'm telling you that today most girls, or rather youths, wanakuwa so impatient that wanataka, and it should be that tangible, like right now. Like you have it and you have to give it to me right now. So it takes patience to build a relationship.
Yes, it does. And also it takes a good advice from the people who surround you. Because at the end of the day, it is show me your friends and I'll know who you are. Because if you have friends who are only thinking about partying and not thinking about kesho, after 2 years, what will my life be? After campus, what will I do? You see, those are people who have short-term goals. But if you have someone who has long-term goals, it means this person, if given an opportunity, they can reach their goals. And as ladies, we need to focus on bringing the best out of ourselves. Tuache kufikiria sahi. Sahi unafikiria kuvaa, kukula. Then what about the next 2 years? Don't you want to be driving? Don't you want to? Because you also as a lady, you need to have your own drive.
Yes.
If you want someone who wants to take you, if you want someone to take you out daily, then do you have the money to take yourself out daily for that, for the entire year?
Or can you reciprocate?
Yes, can you afford? Because most of us, we want what a man doesn't have. Tuko like, mi nataka nikuwe na boy mwenye ananipeleka out kila weekend. You see? But do you have the money to take yourself out if you don't get that man? Because you need to. Actually, I think greatness attracts greatness.
Yes.
So if your values are right, then you will attract the right men into your life. If your values are wrong, then you'll attract the wrong kind of people in your life.
Wow.
So if you want to party, you'll attract party animals. But at the end of the day, where will you go? Where will you be after party?
Yeah.
So if you find someone who is goal-oriented, I think that is the most important thing, and that is what ladies we need to focus on. Unaangalia ndio sasa analala kwa mabati. Have you seen those stories on Tuko, I think, on Pasho?
Yes.
Like, my girlfriend visited me, I didn't have a mattress, and she didn't walk away. Because maybe there is something that girl sees beyond your mattress. The value, the person himself, that is what we need to focus on more. Because that is someone you're going to spend an eternity with him. You need to choose your best friend. You need to choose someone you'll be comfortable to share everything with. Not money, because pesa ikiisha ikimwagika. Yeah.
And so to you, what spices a relationship?
I think the moments that you guys share together and the communication part of it. Because for you to spice up your relationship, you need to know what your partner is feeling. You need to know exactly how to engage your partner. So if you don't know how to communicate with him, to learn his nonverbal skills, to learn what time, kuna time yenye msee amejam na the other people around him can't know, but you know. So if you can learn the two little things, and I think ladies, we are very, very good at that. If you can learn the little things, then you can know how to spice up your relationship, because every relationship is unique, and every mean that you use is unique. But now that depends entirely on what you do, and entirely on what your guy loves. Yeah.
And so do you think that friendship in a relationship really matters? Kwa sababu there is, you find that there are scenarios where a couple, mtu anakuja anakuambia, my boyfriend tells me, oh, I'm going through this, but instead of listening to him and just getting to know what he's going through, I go out and start talking on him with other people, and I'm like, I'm not into this anymore. So do you think that friendship can build a relationship and a good marriage too?
Actually, that is the most important
in your case, have you been friends that big?
That is the most important thing. We became friends first, then the friendship grew more to a relationship. Because when you have your best friend as your partner, you will not go out to mabeshte, madem, mshene. Because what spoils a relationship is when we have an issue, you go out and tell your friend, manzeo mse. At the end of the day, when unamchomea, then ukishamchomea, what next? But if you have your best friend as your lover, then he can confide in you at any given time. Like, if he has a problem, he knows, neza kuambia, to share, to check it, tulie pamoja, you see. Then, issues zenyu zinabaki in-house. Hakuna mse wa nje atajua the problem that your man is facing, the problem that you're facing, because you already have the advice you need, you already have the comfort that you need. Because most of the times we waste our relationships on advices of friends who most of the time wanaispoil. Uko like msee ile hajanipatia do, uko like achana na yeye, huyu hawezi kusaidia. Then achana na yeye, they go home. Then you're left, amekupatia advice wrong, umeenda umespoil relationship yako, then at the end of the day ni wewe pekee unaumia ndani ya roho. Wako sawa. So have your best friend as your lover, because friendship itafanya hata, it's more, relationship, marriage is more than kupika na kukula na kunini. You need to spend time with someone you care about, someone you can go and have fun with. You can't have fun with someone who is not your friend. Utajibamba aje. Yeah.
When COVID hit, that is when so many marriages broke.
Yeah.
So you find that that time when times were so hard, that is the time when people were to bond, come together and share whatever they are going through. But instead, that is when families were separating. To you, do you think that hard times should bond people instead of breaking them? And what are some of the hard times that you and Ferdinand went through and you felt like this one made us realize that you are meant for each other?
Hard times, they actually need to strengthen you, because when you go through hard times together and you're able to come out of it stronger, then that means that relationship is actually meant to last. The issue with COVID was actually most of the partners, they're not used to spending time together. So you really spend little time together, so you get to annoy each other kidogo. Now COVID ilifanya wasema wana annoy each other 24
all
hours.
the time.
Then you know how ladies we are. Sometimes we are the ones who cause issues.
You keep questioning everything.
Unashinda ukipok. Unaona mtu amekasirika but bado unapok. So what we need to do is actually hard times zinafaa zikuwe able kuwajenga, because now you understand umse anafeel aje. It is so hard for men to express their emotions, but I think through this COVID, ladies were able to know exactly umse ako frustrated, juu haendi job, hana do, tuko naye kwa hao. You can really know tabia mse through a hard period they are facing. And what you need to do when people are going through that hard time, you be there for each other. That's why nimesema ubeshte ni kitu poa sana, because if you are with your best friend, mta go through hizo issue pamoja, but you have each other. Like sisi, when we were having our son, I think it ilitupata on a very youthful and stressful time of our life.
Yes, speaking of that, there is a clip that I watched and an interview you had before. You were saying that you got the baby when you're not ready to have him. So tell us something more about that. So
actually, I got pregnant while I was in my final year in school. So I'm in my final year in school, Ferdinand is still in school. We don't have any source of income, hatuna plan yoyote ya life. So you can imagine, it was very stressful, because on my end, niko like, sasa, what do we do? What will our parents say? What will our friends say? So you know, in a situation, you find yourself asking yourself so many questions about what other people think. But at the end of the day, hii support system uko nayo ndio itakujenga most, because many ladies wame go to abortion as a result, because you are afraid of facing consequences, what your parents will say, what other people around you will say, and the most important thing is how the future will look. But no one knows what the future holds. And that is what we need to emphasize the most in our ladies. You don't know what the future holds. Unaweza toa hiyo ball, uko mbele 10 years later ukose mtoi. You don't know what the future holds. So take life venye inakam. So that is what we did. At the end of the day, after to worry about how our future will look, what the people around us will say,
where you'll get diapers for your baby.
After all that worrying, tulirudi back to us, ourselves, and the support system around us. And they were very supportive. Walituambia, you take one day at a time, then tomorrow will take care of itself. And that is what we did. We took a risk. And I think even in business, people take risks. So you take a risk, then it paid off. Because at the end of the day, I got a job, and we were able to survive. Because your job, when I got pregnant, I got a job. I worked throughout my pregnancy. Actually, I worked hadi like leo kesho nikazaa, na the day ya kuzaa actually nilikuwa duty. So nilianza kuumwa, alafu niko like niko night shift. Nitaenda night shift niangalie kama ni real labor ama si ni false. Wow. So Fadia kanitoa kwa hawa actually. So through your hard time, ilikuwa tu, don't really worry about what tomorrow holds, because no one knows. But the support system around you and the risk you're able to take. So we took the risk, tukasema mtoto si ni wetu.
Na mtoto ni baraka.
Si ni sisi wenyewe tulitafuta. Kuna mtu alitutafutia kweli? Hakuna. So tulitake your risk, and the most important thing is he was there for me. And that is what we lack in the society. Jamaa nakudunga bola napotea. So unacha dem ako frustrated, hana means, hana support system. It becomes so hard for that lady. But if you are there, even if you don't have money, watch hata pesa, but be there. That is all that matters. Anaka kijua baba mtoi yuko. That is all that matters.
And so do you think that a man taking part in house chores back at home, do you think it spices a relationship, and does Fadi take part in it? Like changing the baby's diapers?
Now, your story yetu ni very interesting, because when I gave birth, people around me were telling me, okay, not people around me, but people were telling me, oh, you know, you're a first-time mom, you cannot even, unafaa kuwa na msee wa kulea mtoto, because kuna vitu mingi sana zenye ujui. And we are living in a bed sitter, so hakuna venye hiyo bed sitter yetu tutaandika mtu wa nini. So we were just me and him and the baby. So alikuwa anatoka, anaenda class, anaenda training, anakam, then tunaosha mtoi pamoja juu. Mimi sikuwa najua kuosha mtoto. Okay, nilikuwa naogopa. The baby is very tiny. So naangalia, unasema kakitu kakianguka kwa maji, kamtoi kakianguka kwa maji, kanaweza drown kwa hii maji ya besheni. So I used to wait for him, akuje, mimi nishike mtoto yeye aoshe. So actually we did hizo chores together, and there is a time that nilikuwa naenda night shift. Nilianza kwenda night shift I think after 6 months. Mimi nilikuwa naenda night shift na mwacha na mtoto 6 months old baby kwa nyumba. Walale wote pamoja usiku, then mimi nikiamka, yeye akiamka, mimi nikirudi anaamka anaenda class and training. So I think tunafaa tutoe hii notion ya men are not supposed to do this. Because what if mimi mwenye nakufanyanga kazi nikuwe mgonjwa, utapika
ama ukufe?
Wacha kukufa ni mingi, ni mbali sana. Wanaume wenye wamezoea ati mimi siwezi pika. Ati siwezi pikia mwanamke. Huyo mwanamke akikuwa msika, kwa bedridden, what will you do? Utakula?
Na saa hiyo
hautampikia.
Na saa hiyo kuna mtoto mdogo pale 6 months.
Hautampea food juu ati mimi siwezi peana. So people need to cost share. Si mbaya, once in a while Fadie uamka, anaweza amka kutengeneze breakfast.
Just like the same way men would want women to take part zile, like you're taking part in paying rent, buying food. So it should be like vice versa. Hata hao waoshe vyombo wa reciprocate.
Actually it spices it up. Unaamka asubuhi moja unasikia anakwambia babe leo nimekutengenezea breakfast. Uko like acha pia mimi nikule breakfast. At least you feel appreciated. Una feel umse ana appreciate. We ladies, we do a lot of work actually in the house.
Yes.
So if they can take a little bit of their time to appreciate what you do, then you feel cared for and you feel like this guy appreciates.
Wow.
So it really spices up the relationship. Na si ati inafaa ikuwe kazi ni ya wanawake ya kuosha vyombo.
Yes.
Ulisikia ule demalima I ain't your mama.
Yes. But it is good normally afanye kama when he's willing.
Yeah, you don't
so that you don't force.
You don't force, inafaa ikuwe ni yeye mwenyewe ana feel because if you force it then you don't feel.
Because there are these kind of men who come from families where going to the kitchen is a taboo.
Yeah.
So unasikia like I can't get to the kitchen.
Yeah.
Why? Because her mother never taught him so.
Yes.
Yes, and the father would be like, kitchen is not for men. Men out of the kitchen, boys out of the kitchen. So it's normally good that he does it when he's willing. And for a man to do that, I must say that then your husband must be a very humble person. And in fact, him just coming out when he won the marathon and he was like, it is you who made him reach where he was. That is so humble of him.
Yeah. And I think, okay, society is changing. So the notion tulikuwa nayo ya kitambo has really changed. Because kitambo, ndio venye wazazi walikuwa wanaambia wanaume kazi yenyu, roles were specifically designed for women and for men.
Yes.
So women kazi yenyu ni jikoni, wanaume kazi yenyu ni kutafuta. But now the society is changing and we have seen roles zimekuwa reversed. So hii hakuna kazi ya mwanaume, kuna kazi ya mwanamke. So if we have chef wanaume, it means roles zimechange.
Yes.
They can cook.
Yes.
If they can cook, na hiyo ni kazi ilikuwa imesemekana ni ya wanawake. Roles may change and it has changed for the better. So it is upon us as parents to educate our children to know that hakuna kazi ya mwanaume, hakuna kazi ya dem. Because inategemea na venye msee amelelewa. If you raise your child kujua vyombo zinaoshwa, either we ni boy ama we ni dem, vyombo zinaoshwa, then tunanacha the right
boy child.
Yeah, tunanacha the right character in our children.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, as a female athlete, what is your perspective on gender-based violence? Bearing in mind that we've had so many cases of athletes dying mysteriously because of gender-based violence.
My take on that is very deep. Actually, my condolences still goes to Agnes Tirop's family. It is so sad to lose not just athletes, but to lose our ladies to gender-based violence. Speaking also on a perspective, on the perspective of being a social worker, I have dealt with so many issues of women being beaten, men in some instances being beaten with their women. To an extent of kudungana visu. And it's so sad because it shouldn't be happening.
Yes.
Violence is not a reason and it's not a solution to anything.
Yes.
It is not something that we as a society should take pleasure into and should condone. Actually, we need, and I applaud the government because we have centers and we have a helpline that helps people. It is just that we have not been sensitized on where to get the help, because we have the government helpline. I think it's 911. It's just here in town, and it's a helpline you can call when you have an issue, a gender-based issue, and they talk to you and they guide you on the way forward. In hospitals, we also have gender-based. We also have clinics where people can get the help they need, counseling. Actually, in every government facility, there are counselors who offer advice on gender-based violence and on family issues. And we need, as a society, to embrace more of counseling, sensitization, so that we know the right values to take and what not to do. Because you do not slap a woman. You do not inflict pain on the other person. We have other ways of resolving issues. If you have an issue, you can go to your counselor, you can go to your parents, you can go to people around you to talk to them when issues get out of hand. But we should not resolve into violence. So that is something that I'm encouraging the government to focus on. We need to sensitize the community at large. To make an easy helpline, I think in every county, in every sub-county, we need to have this helpline and the helpline and also the facilities themselves, so that people are aware hii mambo ya kuchapana ishe, because if it is not working, and at the end of the day, that is what we need to also, as parents, we need to emphasize on our children. We have had so many issues where we ladies tuko na issue, unaenda home, unaambia mapero uko wa kuwaka. Then because our parents were raised in that era, wanakwambia a relationship, weenda tu pambane na hali yako, itakuwa tu poa.
Hata mimi nimevumilia.
Hata mimi nimevumilia hapa na baba yako, wewe pia enda uvumilie. You see? Tunafaa to change your notion, because if your child comes to you crying, then listen to their cry.
And both boys and girls.
Yes.
Because in most cases you'll hear, wanaume hawaliangi.
Lieni tu. Kaa kuna kulia lia, because there is no need for you to suffer in a place where things are not working. If this man is abusing you each and every day, kumekuwa na instances zenye dema kwa tu na maslap, kila day anaamka kienda job, umefura macho, kesho umekatwa huku, and they're still in that relationship, maybe for one reason or another. But we need to learn to walk out of abusive marriages. We need to learn to walk out of abusive relationship, because at the end of the day, you are the victim, and you are the one who will suffer the loss. And also, we also need to, I think, when I compare our country to other countries, the other countries, unajua Africans, watu nasema Africans ni malingumu rongumu, but we need to adapt hii nature. Kuna family counselors, kuna relationship counselors, kuna marriage counselors, and that is what the wazungus have done. They embrace family counseling. Kuna wase wenye wakipata heartbreak wanaenda kwa therapist. Manze nime heartbreakiwa, aenda analia. But you know, when you share your problem, you have already have solved it, because you have poured out your emotions. And that is something we as Africans, we don't embrace. So we need to embrace. Kuna family counselors, kuna marriage counselors, kuna divorce counselors. As in, we need to pay more attention to these people, because they are professionals. They have been taught on how to handle your issues. So if you have an issue and you can't talk to your partner because it's the issue, then go to the right people, the counselors, the people who are in a professional position to help you. Then they will help you come up with a decision, because actually in counseling, we do not offer the solution for you. You already have the solution with you. We only need to tap the solution from you. Like, yeah, this is what you're going through, okay? Then what do you think is the right way for you? Then the client will tell you what they think is the right path, and you will just advise based on the professional advice that you have. So as a society, we need to be more cautious. As parents, we need to teach our boy children that you do not slap a woman, you do not engage in an argument, actually argument that will resort to violence with a woman. There are better ways of solving conflict. There are better ways of dealing with anger. And we also need to have anger management facilities, because kuna wale wase wako na an outburst of anger. Anger needs to be managed. And if we do this, then we are helping each other, because we design centers za kuenda when you have issues, but they are there, so we just need to tap into them, and also encourage also our ladies. If it is not working, it is not working. It's not worth it to stay in a place just because society inasema lazima nikae.
Yes.
So that is what we need to. We need to know when to walk away and when to stay.
When to stay. All right. So I want you to look into that camera.
Yeah.
And you talk to a lady out there who is feeling like can't do this relationship anymore because maybe the boyfriend is ever going for interviews. Hapati ile kazi. So kila siku ni interview and she's like giving up on everything because that job is not just coming. I want you to talk to such a lady or a man out there and just encourage them.
Okay, what I would love to say is you need to believe in God, and also you need to dare to dream and focus on today, leo kuna kaje, but also angalia this person is motivated, this person has a vision. How can you best support the vision? As a parent, how can you best support your child? As a friend, how can you best support your other friend with the situation they are going through, with the hustle they are going through? As a partner, how best can you support your partner when they are trying to achieve the goal that they have set for themselves? It all depends on the courage for you to take the step with that person, and also be patient. Hakuna vitu zinakuja rahisi. Hata wewe akiamka asubuhi na makaratasi. There are so many people who have worked, who have looked for jobs for more than 5 years. They have papers, but they don't have employment. But also, wewe mwenye unatafuta, you need to look for other ways za kutafuta do. As in, okay, umeamka kila asubuhi umeenda kufanya nini? Umeenda kupeana drop papers for an interview. But what else are you doing to ensure that you provide for yourself? Because Ferdinand kuna time ameitwa a job. Hapa poster actually with a friend, and that friend did not think ataenda because ilikuwa tu job ya it was semeje si mediocre, but ilikuwa tu job. And he actually went and did it. So apart from unatafuta ndio una apply jobs, unaamka kila siku una drop papers, but what else are you doing? Because as a man you also need to be aggressive to find ways for you to provide for your family. So men, be aggressive on how you will be able to provide for your family. Ladies, be patient and supportive of your men, and where you can support, see financially only, you can also support emotionally. They only need an encouragement ya kumwambia unaweza achieve. And also as ladies we need also to work.
Wow. We want to thank you for coming. We would wish to have much time tuongee but tutakuita tena 10 years from now, 20 years from now, so that we can inspire young girls out there kwamba marriage works. Because today utasikia watu wengi wanasema marriage is a scam, relationships are a scam, especially in Kanairo. So thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. Actually, this is a shout out.
Yes.
This is our brand. It's called Omanyala'S. It's called Track Fadi. So we have t-shirts, we have hoodies, and we're just trying to push the brand out there so that the long-term goal for this brand is for it to be a company that can sponsor sporting events. So we hope if you want to get the brand, you can log into Track Fadi Instagram or maybe DM me, then we will make it happen. Thank you so much for your
Thank you too
for your invitation. Nime appreciate sana, and I hope we have touched someone's heart to encourage someone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so to our viewers back at home, we know that Laventa's story has touched you and you've picked one or two things. And as you start your day and expect those roses, be ready to bear the thorns. I've been your host, Faith MUTSOLI. Kayesu is up next with Girls Talk.
Thank you.
Thank you.